ancient Hindu sacred scripture which contains the essence of Hinduism. In form, it is a dramatic encounter between God, as manifest in Krishna, and humankind, as symbolized by Arjuna. In content, it establishes a universal spiritual path to the divine, through Krishna's answers to Arjuna's quest for the peace and joy of the immortal self centered in God. Its teachings are expounded by Swami Chimayananda of India, who for the past 20 years has taught the joyful message of the Gita through schools in India and special lecture tours in America.
In Hinduism, because the Upanishads were discussed in the Himalayan valleys, because of the atmosphere in which it was given, a vague notion had risen by then that Hinduism is something that is to be lived in the hills and the mountains, in retirement, and not something dynamically to live in our everyday life. So there was a need of reinterpreting or presenting the same ideas in the background of a pulsating day-to-day life. Now when the poet wanted to choose a background, right background, he felt that man is never more vulgar, more criminal, more animalistic than when he is in the warfront. Even if the war is against an enemy and therefore you are doing it in defense of your country, it has got some traces of ethics. When the war is an internecine war or a inter-communal war, then it becomes the most vulgar. That vulgar or most ugly situation was taken up. And it was told there by the Lord himself that even in this situation, O Arjuna, you can live this dirty life which world calls you to do. If your mental attitude is changed, even this dirty work will become a worship. If thus even war, and that war is also a civil war. In that civil war also, my own brothers are standing in front of me. Then to kill them is a war. Even that act can be a worship. You and I, living our daily life in a city, whether it is in the marketplace or in the commercial department or in the field or in the factory, if we can turn our mental attitude in work, we can make all those works as a worship to the Lord. Work is worship thus. Not because of the work, but because of our mental attitude.
In the Gita, Arjuna is a warrior who is forced to fight in a civil war against his own family. Filled with sorrow and despair, he turns to Krishna and says, "Not this world's kingdom, supreme, unchallenged, no, nor the throne of the gods in heaven could ease this sorrow that numbs my senses. Show me the way, Krishna. What is knowledge? What is it that has to be known?"
It is not because of a knowledge that he starts spiritual life, but because of a lack of knowledge, which he realizes. Therefore, first of all, we must acknowledge that I don't know certain factors that gives a harmony, a rhythm, and peace in life. He is inquiring or he is ignorant of what life itself is. We all take it for granted that when we come in contact with the world outside, we gather experiences. And these experiences we call it as life. When an intelligent man goes on living as usual, as any other human being, running after the sense objects, spending their energy and vitality to acquire them, and embrace them and enjoy them. When he has lived thus pantingly for some time, He being an intelligent guy, he starts making an estimate of what he has put into life, the effort, and what did he ultimately get out of it. In every experience, even the most joyous and successful experience, there was a glitter and a joy before we got it. But as soon as we got it, it becomes bitter in our own mind. It is not complete. It is dissatisfied. Therefore he starts wondering, why my life is so unsatisfactory? What is life? When this query comes, no other science can explain it to him. Because all other sciences are talking of the world outside. Psychology, let us say, is talking of the world within. But nobody is talking of life except the scriptures. So either he goes to a monastery, or he goes to a teacher, or he starts studying the scriptures. When such a student starts seriously studying the scripture reveals a new science altogether to him. That it is not the subject, nor the mere object. But when the subject and the object come together, there is the spurt or expression of life, of which the world of objects we can always study. Astrology, astronomy, botany, zoology, geology, oceanology, every objective sciences are there. So his inquiry starts that it is not because of the world that I am unhappy, but it is me reacting to it that I am happy or unhappy. Therefore, who is this me? What is this structure and composition? How does it function? This study of the inner personality layers in the human being starts the spiritual query, spiritual quest.
If